right, guys, injuries from the game. Ambry Thomas had an ankle, never returned. Danny Gray had a hamstring, didn't return. Charvarius Ward is being evaluated for a concussion. He never returned. Go ahead.
What does it say about this team to go from 3-4 with 3 different starting quarterbacks to where you guys win the division with 3 weeks to spare?
We got a resilient team. I think we kept working all year, and we've gotten better as it's gone. Thank you. I don't think we were totally there yet, and at the beginning of the year, and we had 2 games, I think, that got away from us, but we didn't let it get to us. We just kept working, kept practicing, and I feel like our guys have gotten better throughout the year. Definitely another level. It was another level for me just watching someone do it. It was the injury he had last week, and for him to be ready to go today, which, I mean, when it's still, you could tell in pregame warm-ups, you know, a number of things that were really tough for him. And for him to be able to just play, let alone to play the way he did, to protect the ball. I knew he struggled to move a little bit at times, but there at the end for that 3rd and 1, for him to be able to run and move the chains there, they had a lot of respect for him before that game, but a lot more now.
That first touchdown to Kittle, he's pump faking left and pump faking right. Is it Kittle all he's supposed to do those pump fakes?
Yes. Yeah, it's a play we've ran a few times. We run it like once a year, but it was a good look, and we got to the right guy.
Was that a designed run for him on 3rd and 1 at the end?
No, it was a pass to Christian in the flat. They took him, and then he just kept going.
And you saw him. He knew he had the wherewithal to know that when his knee went down, the ball had to be over that line. Were you at all concerned that he might have taken that knee early?
I was there right by him, though, so I saw him. I thought he for sure got the first down. Then when they challenged it, you know, it's always weird when guys are sliding, because right when you start the slide is where that ball is. So I got nervous when that happened. But once I saw it on the scoreboard, he was starting to slide, but the ball was in front of him, so it was pretty easy to see after that.
Is he one of the most mature rookie quarterbacks you've seen in the NFL?
Mature in what way?
How experienced he seems on the field and how poised he is, knowing to slide and stay in bounds. He plays like a veteran. Yeah,
I mean, he's definitely the most poised rookie I've ever had. You know, he's been like that since he's gotten here. From what I hear about him in college, I think he was very similar. You know, just starting as a freshman, and I mean, he's been great. He was poised all week. Even him being unsure of whether he'd be able to go or not. You know, I think that was uneasy for him because he didn't know what to expect till he got in the game. Under our circumstances, we didn't have any other options or choices. We're going to see how long he could last, and we were ready to go with Josh. But he got comfortable and got better as the game went, and it was pretty unbelievable. I mean, I got a ton of respect for this place. That is a hard place to play. It's been a hard place for a long time, but I was just real proud of our guys. We got it today.
Was he skipping drills a little bit early on just to kind of limit the work he had to do? I mean, was it almost like you didn't really even know if he'd get through some of those drills?
Yes. Yeah. No, it was. He didn't want to do too much till he had to, and that was the concern kind of all week for him. You know, we didn't know exactly how it would play out in the game, and but we were ready to go with Plan B as soon as it didn't happen. But it happened, and he stayed out there and didn't just make it through the game. He played at a real high level, and it was one of the main reasons we won.
What did you see in pregame warm-ups that you were struggling with? Did you get affect the coach you called for him?
A little bit. I mean, we tried not to put him in some situations that, you know, I don't want to get into all those plays, but we had a number of plays we weren't going to do today because of where he was at.
You're 7-0. That means that McCaffrey's been your full-time starter. Maybe not a coincidence. How has he kind of elevated offense particularly?
Just giving us another weapon in a different area. You know, I think we got a lot of guys who are interchangeable, but to have a back who's such a threat out of the backfield on pass plays, to me, as good as anyone in the league at that. And then plus the runner that he is, pairing him with some of our guys, it's just been, we haven't had to force much to him. When you can run the ball and he can catch checkdowns and also be the main guy in some routes, it's a great weapon to have.
How the defense looked in your eyes, Kyle, especially that they played great right with the force moment?
I thought the defense was unbelievable. They didn't give up a touchdown until that last drive. Had some breakdowns on that drive. I think the only thing that really hurt us were some penalties on both sides, offense and defense. We had a 28-3 at one time. Got that taken back on the personal foul. We had 3 drives where we were in field goal range. We had a bad penalty that got us out of there on 3 of those drives. So it's our defense was unbelievable. They did it to me throughout the whole game and had 1 lapse there, 2 plays on that final drive, but they've been unbelievable all year, and they're continuing it.
Last year there was a point where you said you were quite in rhythm calling the plays. And I know it's just not about you, but do you feel like you were in a rhythm right now?
Depends on the game. There's times that you get in it, just like in that game, and there's times you get out of it, but it's a coach gets into a rhythm with his players. We're just calling plays, so it's you never do just good as a play caller. Your players are in rhythm, so that gives you a chance to get in rhythm. Sometimes you can help and get a lucky one, but our guys have been playing well, and when they're like that, and especially the way Brock's been playing, it's really fun to call plays for him.
How does Kittle get that open twice for touchdowns? Is it because they're thinking he's going to block it? Is that something you know is going to happen if they give you a certain read?
You don't ever expect someone to be that open, but we were hoping to get it called versus quarters, so you could pump twice and get him to chase Ray to the left and get him to chase or pump to the right. And when that happens, there's no one left for Kittle down the middle. So that's the best opportunity for it to happen, and it worked out perfectly. And then Kittle's got the explosiveness to score. And the second one, weren't expecting that at all. It was a read across the board, and Brock did an awesome job. When he got to the left, he was going to go to the flat, and a number of people jumped Christian, and they left Kittle all alone. And I think it was a 3-man rush, which allowed our protection allowed Brock to get all the way across the board and make a big time play.
Third read or fourth read?
Fourth. Yep.
You're just being cautious, not coming back.
I think he passed it originally, but it just we didn't feel totally right about it, and just talking to him and stuff, and so we didn't think he should go back in.
He was traveling with Metcalf, and what kind of impact do you think that had?
I thought it was huge. Just watch. DK is as big of a challenge as any receiver is in this league. How physical he is, how explosive he is. It was really cool to watch Mooney just battle with him. I thought that one early in the game, I thought they missed an offensive PI just from what I saw. They got it later in the game, that second one. But just watching him battle throughout the whole game and not shy away, he thought he played a hell of a game.
You guys leaned on McCaffrey a lot, but those 3 carries, you and Jordan Mason, why did you switch it up at that point?
Just when you get a bigger back in there for some short yardage situations or some 4-minute situations. I think you guys have seen Mason the last month in that role, and I think that was a similar situation today.
So celebrations going on in there?
Yeah, I think so. That's why I was late in here. I'm excited to get back. A little wiped out though right now.
First of all, if you feel that play, it requires some time. So at ASA, would you just throw one of those screws if he's getting rushed, and then in the past, has Kittle intentionally fallen down?
Yes. We call it the play's called Hollywood because Kittle's supposed to do a good acting job. We've done it in the past where he falls down, and so they really forget about him. Sometimes I think it's too obvious when he falls down. The fall down is all good as long as you don't call it versus a blitz. But I've called it versus a blitz before, and he's sitting there laying on the ground while Nick Mullins is just looking for him to get up, and it's not worth it to me. So he did a good job acting without falling down the ground, and we had the right look. Yep. Yep.
You clinched playoff spot, probably going to be the 3rd seed at least. Do you go hard for the 2nd seed? Is that on your mind right now?
Right now, I'm so excited to have a few days just to reflect. That's the coolest thing about Thursday games. We had a real good win on Sunday. You don't have time to talk about it, think about it at all to get ready for this. A big win tonight to be able to clinch the division and just have a couple days we can relax a little bit. But there's no doubt about it. This isn't our final goal by any means. I'm very proud of our team and what we accomplished throughout the year to get to this. Our goal is to get in the tournament, and we accomplished that today. But now it's all trying to set that up to be the best situation we can, and hopefully get some of our guys back too in the process.
Had Brock ever rep that play, the double pump fake play?
He did without throwing. And we walked through it yesterday. So.
Is that a play where you need to do it? Obviously, no, but
You'd like to do that with all plays, but we haven't ran that this year yet. And but all he's got to do is pump twice and throw it to the middle. I mean, it's just playing catch. You should be able to do that.
Did he throw in practice at all?
No.
So his throws on the field today were for the first one as he's thrown?
Yes. Yep. I think he threw a couple in the hotel today when we had a walkthrough in the ballroom.
Could have gone the pregame and said he can't do it.
Yeah, that's what the risk was. That's what's so hard about having to activate people, because once you got to, that's why we were nervous on Monday, because we knew we wouldn't know until then. And if he goes out there and tries to do it, then he can't do it. You're just down to one quarterback, because you got to decide that before that point. So we were all in at that time, and we just going to see how long it lasted, and it lasted all game.
Where did you guys ever walk there?
In the ballroom at the hotel. Yeah, that's what I was told. They started the walkthrough. I come here right away, so I wasn't at the walkthrough.
All right, guys, appreciate it.
All right, guys, thanks.